Today I will demonstrate doing a custom validation attribute on a web API in C#. They're pretty useful for validating host data or just or testing anything in the HTTP request, and makes it a lot easier so you don't have to have a bunch of duplicate code everywhere. And sometimes it's easier to do it as a custom validation attribute because it's like a tag almost, and it's nice, and it's one line versus you having to, even if you put it in the like the base controller or something, it would still sometimes be a few lines to set up, which I don't like. But here, why don't we add a passed in argument for the number of days for this forecast. So look at the controller, and we'll pass in an argument here, manager, number of days, and now we'll be able to pass that in, which is nice. Actually, click on that. Let's go ahead and put that right here for the range. All right, let's run that. And of course, we see we get an argument to pass in now, and we get 6 days worth. So let's create a custom validation. I'm just going to put it in this folder. Usually I put it in the helpers folder or something, but for the demonstration, this isn't bad. We'll call it validate number of days attribute. Sounds good. Let's go ahead and do this. This will be an action filter attribute. And then we'll do a public override. Look at that. Automatically knows what I want. Pretty soon it's going to start writing code for me. Well, look at this. It even completes this part on ActionExecuting. Nice. Seems a bit like cheating. I don't want that. All right, so let's just grab the days from what is being passed in. Days equals the context here. Action. Oh, this isn't right. That's why you don't let it autocomplete sometimes. Because then it gives, well, I wasn't paying attention, so really my fault. I'd pay more attention now. That's better. Action arguments. Where the key equals our value, which was number of days. I'll grab that, and we'll select hey, the value. Nice, you already got it for me. Oops. value. Not the first, there's only one. So that should get us our value, and then we can say something like, if days, equals null, or days is greater than 8 or something. We know it's an int. And then, if that errors will return a context result will equal a new bad request. An autocomplete here for everybody. There we go. Thank you. I don't know, something like invalid number of days. So that looks pretty good. So now all we have to do is come back here and throw on our tag here. Validate number of days. That's it. That's great. We can go ahead and see that we get an error. If we try to go outside of this parameter. Try it out. If we don't pass in anything, would it fail? Yeah, because the argument isn't there. Should have put something there to catch that, right? We'll do that later. Let's just continue on. We'll put in a day of 1 in here to show that it works. Then we'll put in a day of like 9 in here. And then we get the invalid number of days. So that works pretty good. It works great for checking tokens, access tokens. Say it's a custom access token that your web API didn't give to them, but it's coming from somewhere else, like some other third-party identifying app, Keycloak or something. And then if you had the public certificate, you could validate that token or decrypt it and check the information in it, which would be pretty useful. Thanks for joining me. This was fun. It's easy to do, and it's easy to tag things with. We could have tagged it at the class or at the controller level instead of the action, and that would cover anything that drops in here. Of course, that wouldn't do us good for this, but if you were passing something like locale in and you wanted to check that for each one of these actions to make sure that what was being passed was valid, then it makes it nice to do a custom attribute validation. All right, well, thanks for joining me.